Hey, darlings, if you've been on this journey of developments and ascension, and you've been feeling down with all of the crazy energies that have been going around, I thought I'd share a few thoughts with you. Um, Look, a lot of us have been going through this soul embodiment, and we've also been doing this amidst all the crazy cosmic energies and physicality, 3D energies that have been going on. And many people that I'm talking to are feeling like they're kind of fighting a losing battle sometimes. And I have to admit, I've been feeling that same way, on and off. I see the struggles of people. I see my own struggles. Some things are revisiting. This year, as I've spoken before, is a 9 year, which is a 9 year, is the completion of, certain stories, certain chapters, and everything else. And yesterday, I was speaking with a friend of mine, which caused me, when I came back on my own and was contemplating some thoughts. And there's something around what Rudolf Steiner talks about regarding the difference between the soul and spirit. And I was contemplating this for myself. And what I'm feeling is that there are so many different planes of experience within this the dimension of the realm that we're actually in. It's not 3D, it's the 3D experience that also has 5D, 6D, and all the in-between frequencies in, there as well. But my friend was talking to me about, the story, and I talk about the stories, not to live the story anymore. But as I contemplated, my realization is that the soul is partially the story, or aspects of the soul get stuck, if you like, or impacted at different ages of trauma or different traumatic events that have happened that stop the spirit fully embodying. So we're here with the aspects of our soul embodied, not the full soul, because it doesn't embody this, but beyond the soul is the spirit. And I'm not talking about spirits that are there in the astral planes or in the etheric. I'm talking about your spirit. When someone says you're spirited, that means something. It means that there's an energetic within you, a frequency within you that is keeping you motivated, keeping you alive, keeping you feeling this life is worth living. And what I was thinking is, yeah, look, we have these traumatized things that happen. We call it trauma now. You know, they happen throughout our lifetimes and other lifetimes. And they become impacted so much so that if something then reminds us of the original trauma, which we may even have forgotten, we get triggered. But it isn't necessarily the mind as such that gets triggered. It's the body. The body remembers. The body remembers things that we don't remember. And so we get these triggers, we wonder what's going on, and we lose our energy, our enthusiasm, our passion for life, our creativity. Very often that comes with a feeling of suppression and depression. And this is where the spirit of who we are, the oversoul that contains the spirit of who we are, is not able to fully embody. And this is challenging, right? We're living in these times that are very challenging. I've taken some notes, so you may actually see me looking at my notes here. It's the spirit, it's our spirit that fires us, that motivates us, it gives us passion. The soul is living through all of this, through us, and actually is probably fairly neutral with that. The ego is certainly not neutral, is it? Okay. And why should it be, right? We're living here. We have to make choices. We have to make judgments within those choices that we're making. We have to be able to look forward and call the shots, so to speak, regarding the choices that we're making. Now, if we're not embodied, spiritually embodied, if the spirit is not expressing through us and firing through us, that fire, that passion, then it doesn't matter what we do, it feels flat. And I know that many people are feeling flat at the moment. Part of that is the cosmic stuff that's going down. There's a lot of planetary stuff that's going down at the moment. There's a lot of then other interference that is coming through the ethers, whether it's through the Wi-Fi, whether it's through the air quality, foods, or whatever. We all know about that, so I'm not going to go into it. But what happens is if we lose heart, the heart contains the spirit. The heart contains the soul self that is enthusiastic, that is impassioned, that has an absolute knowing that all will be okay. When we don't feel that, when we're not actually experiencing that and we're experiencing the other side, we don't know that it's going to be okay. Does that make sense to you? So there's this, it's not a divide because we are all one being, but there are those layers of density and layers of frequency that we have within our experiences that cause us to feel, yeah, this is going to be all right, or the trigger of the body where we shrink or we contract and the expansiveness is no longer there. I say I don't have beliefs, and this is mainly true. I don't have beliefs, I have knowing. I know that something is happening. I know that there is the existence of a greater part of me. Why do I know? Well, I work with it for one thing. But the human experience, when the spirit is not embodying, when the spirit is not firing through, is very different to what my greater self knows. And I know this is true for many people. So I'm not going to lie to you and say that, yeah, everything is hunky-dory and great. You know, just because I do things for other people, right, does not mean I can necessarily do it for myself. This is very challenging times. And we're coming to and I've said it before in my last video, I think, a culmination of a lot of what has happened over the soul's journey, the entirety of these traumas that are coming through, these experiences, these stories, shall we say, that are coming through, that are revisiting and inviting us to shift these, to decide that this is no longer what we choose. But when the spirit is not flowing through, this is a very challenging place to be. That's all I wanted to say. Difference here. Anyway, I hope that little bit of esoteric knowledge helped. And I'm sending you love as always. And may the fire rush through you and open up whatever it is that's contracting so that the expansion can be felt. Lots of love, darling.